Well, Jules has a lot going on. She's a working mom. She started a company 18 months ago that she expected to sort of grow slowly over the course of 5 years, and 18 months later, it has already surpassed her expectations. She's been married for a couple years, so she's grappling with what that's like because getting married is its own thing, and she is a mom. So, I mean, I haven't gone there yet, but I understand that being a working mom is just about the hardest job in the world. I mean, being a mom is the hardest job in the world. Then you throw being the CEO of a rising company on top of that. It's a lot. There's a line that Jules has in the movie where she says, "We both know I'm not easy." And it's true. Jules is really friendly, actually quite warm when you get to know her, but she's a lot of different things. She wears a lot of different hats. You mentioned she is spinning plates. She's juggling a lot. She's spinning a ton of different plates. And I think the movie gently comments on how maybe my generation, we have a tendency to create snap judgments about people. We like things immediately. You click on it, you star it, you favorite it, you retweet it, you do all those things. And Jules is she's a complicated person going through a complicated moment. The concept behind the Senior Citizen Intern program comes from Cameron, played by Andrew Rannells, who was looking for ways to do community outreach through the company. And he makes the point that, yes, you could hire someone straight out of college and maybe they have an interest in the field of your business, but really their life experience is 4 years of beer pong. Or you could hire someone who has a lifetime of experience. Jules resisted initially because she knows the speed that her business runs at, the speed that her life runs at, and all that's expected of her. And I think she's scared. She has something in her mind. She's imagining somebody older who's going to slow her down. But as it turns out, the Senior Citizen Intern program is the thing that kind of saves her. Well, I think one of the ways that Ben really helps Jules is whether she's conscious of it or not. I think most millennials are afraid of being judged. I think it comes from being in a generation that does judge things very, very quickly and oftentimes harshly. And I think she's put a lot of pressure on herself. She has had this big vision that's coming true and she wants to see it through. She also wants to be the best mom, the best wife, and all of these things. And she's putting so much pressure on herself. And Ben shows up and he just listens to her. He doesn't judge her. He takes her in. He values her. She feels ashamed of the fact that she's not easy. He thinks that's great about her. All the things that maybe she's afraid other people would find off-putting, he sees as indicators of someone of value. And he makes her feel, I guess, even though, they don't know each other for that long, I think he makes her feel seen and loved, which is what we all need. I try not to I've been pretty lucky. I've gotten to work with some, like, legends at this, and so I've learned the best thing is to not Google them, not obsessively watch all their films, because that just freaks you out, and try not to walk in with any expectations, because you can read every interview they've ever given. It won't be the same thing as just kind of sitting there making eye contact with someone. And Bob is even better than you could have ever imagined. He's much gentler, very shy, but really present too. But it's really amazing when he talks about character. After we did the camera test and we sat there and we were kind of talking about, well, I like this about that look, I like that about that look. He was still gentle, but the shyness disappeared, and he was really direct, and he knew what he wanted, and he knew what he didn't. And he's not a big showy actor. He doesn't need everyone to be quiet in order for him to do his process or anything like that. He just kind of slips in and out effortlessly. And it's a real subtle thing. It's a change by degrees, but when he comes in the morning, he's Bob, and then he goes off, and when he comes out of hair and makeup and wardrobe, he's Ben. And you wouldn't think they're that different, but they are, and it's subtle and it's masterful, and it's just a thrill. Simple is a really hard thing to pull off, and you wouldn't think it because it's simple. Nancy's tastes are simple and perfect every single time. She has such a wonderful instinct for aesthetic. She's amazing style herself. Like, she's just a stylish woman. She is probably the funniest woman I've ever met. And so her timing is just impeccable. She knows where the jokes are. And she's an absolutely wonderful, heartfelt filmmaker, and the aesthetic that she's established in all of her films continues in this one. I think it's, maybe we're used to seeing her make movies about people who are in their 30s, 40s, sometimes like as in Something's Got to Give, 60s. But in this one, she's looking at millennials, and so it's a really fun playground to watch unfold.